Thank you, and thank you, Eric. It is nice to have some of the factual information to go along with the anecdotal, or the more emotional experiences that you might hear from people who are homeless or who have experienced homelessness at some point in their lives. I personally come from a lower middle class background, so the kinds of things that I experienced when I was homeless, I am now housed, are things I've never experienced in my life. I've seen it on TV, you see it in the movies, but it's never happened to you. And I went through 2.5 years of being on and off the street, and mainly because the shelters and a lot of the services offered at some of the shelters are unacceptable. They're not safe places to be a lot of times, and the street feels safer even though it's probably not. But it feels safer to you. I could go on for a long time about some of the things that happened to me on the street, from simple things like being screamed at in the library by security guards because I closed my eyes, being sprayed by a fire hydrant water hose by those yellow jacket clean team, safety team, people, being beat up and arrested for sitting down. One of the yellow shirt guys nearly took off my toe one time because I laid down on the grass, and he had one of those grass cutter tools and just buzzed it. I could feel it. It was so close to my toe. This one person, this is another person who has been homeless or experienced homelessness. The officer went through my belongings without my permission. It seems kind of benign, but if it starts happening to you, and it starts happening to you over and over again, and it's not a simple thing, it's not, excuse me, I've never seen you before, may I please? It's up against the wall. They love this, with the back of their hand. They love, to twist your arm up. They like to be brutal. They're not nice about it at all. The first time I saw this happen to somebody else, I had just gotten to Crossroads, and I was walking downtown, and I saw some officers, with somebody else up against the wall checking their belongings. I've seen animals treated better than they have treated us. I think, Eric, at one point at one of our meetings, you mentioned that they have standards for animal shelters. We cannot get them to pass standards for a shelter for human beings. This is a problem. We met with the mayor in September. Many of us told our stories of things that had been happening to us on the street, the harassment, and it's very real. And again, unless you've experienced it yourself, it's hard to really comprehend the trauma, the stress. I mean, people, they create mental illness in people. Post-traumatic stress disorder, depression. I'm going to stop now because like I said, I could go on, and I feel like I don't count, makes me feel like less of a human, I'm degraded, I feel like a second-class citizen. Homeless people do pay taxes, by the way. This idea that they're do-nothings. Anyway, I'm going to let Kate go on and reiterate some of the things that we asked the mayor for. A simple thing is a day center. If you don't want homeless people on the street being visible, then just open up a simple day center so they have somewhere to go and to